I'm on a set of Generation Iron, and I'm taking my new favorite supplement, Game Face. I used to take Alpha Brain, but it's twice as strong, and I'm a big nootropic guy, and I need it when I do films like this. So, like me, I think you should get your Game Face on.
I grew up reading Muscular Development.
Listen,
They told it to you straight. Gregg Valentino told it to you straight. Remember that dude?
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
huge
yeah.
arms?
Well, he let the inject synthol in his arms, make them like balloons. Yeah.
Fucked up, but he would tell you the real.
Well, most of those guys now.
What is going on? How you guys doing? Oh, I've been busy with a lot of shit. Been trying to do a little bit more with the videos here, but I haven't been really, I need to step it up a little bit more, I know. Give me, I don't want to just sit and talk about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just to make a video or fucking put some clickbait shit out there like everybody else. Even my friends, they fucking put all that shit out there. But whatever. So, oh yeah. I've been really busy. I did this fucking thing like 5 times for A&E. A&E Network on TV, and they're driving me fucking crazy. You have no clue. I did this thing with, you know who Antoine Fuqua is, right? Well, he was doing this show about, like, old school gangster guys and all this other shit. And, I don't consider myself, I'm no old school gangster, but, because I was a big drug dealer in the 1990s, and, the steroid angle, is, they're always doing the mafia shit and the mafia angles and all that shit, I can feel like I see a little bit of the light right there. But, so, he's driving me fucking nuts, because I filmed with him already. I filmed like 5 fucking times with him. I've been to the house, and they still keep wanting to film more and more and more. And I'm like, what more do you want me to fucking do? You know what I mean? Anyway. I know most of you guys would be like, oh, that would be like so cool to be able to film like some TV show, especially with like Antoine Fuqua hey, for you guys who are like, who the fuck is Antoine Fuqua? He did I think The Equalizer, Man on Fire, all the Training Day, all that shit with Denzel Washington. That's his boy. That's neither here nor there for me. It's not doing me no fucking good because, they keep fucking driving me crazy. But I shouldn't be bitching. All right, let's forget I even brought that up. I also just did a thing with Tony Huge, who's my boy, right? We did that, because he's doing a big thing about the whole transformation between, how you can make a guy gain all this mass in a week. And I always tell the story, I've been telling it for years, that I had this friend Rob, who in like 1980, 81, 82, I can't remember what year, you're talking about a long time ago. I seen him at the gym and stuff, and then on Monday, and then on Thursday I saw him again. He was so fucking much different from he was Monday. I could not believe what he did. And he told me he was taking test suspension, and he was doing it 3 times a day, which, when I did the Tony show, when I was doing the show with Tony Huge, I'm all amped up, so I'm talking like this, and, I'm all like, but, and I did it at 2 in the morning, believe it or not, the show at 2 in the morning, because Tony Huge is over there in Thailand, so, the time is different from here, so, and, but anyway, so one of the things I had to, put a comment on his videos, I had to explain, though, because I forgot to mention that what he was doing a suspension 3 times a day. So if any of you guys saw that video, my friend Rob was doing the test suspension 3 times a day, and I have a friend Anthony who did it 4 times a day, okay? And every 4 hours to every 5 hours is what, Rob did it for every 5 hours, and I think Anthony did it for 4 hours, but whatever. And, did the shot. And it is a painful shot, and it is, you can get the steroid fever from it, But the change that it made, whew, man, unbelievable change. I'd never seen anything like that in my fucking life. Although I did see Lou Ferrigno. I saw Lou Ferrigno. I was in a gym, in Gold's Gym. I think it was 82. And when I was in there in 82, I saw him in the gym in maybe January, February. I saw him in goals, right? And he looked like a fucking basketball player. He was skinny. And then I saw him, I flew back to New York, and I saw him at the Night of Champions, and he was filming the movie Sinbad, right? And it's funny because even in the gym, he wasn't breaking no records. Now, I'm not talking shit about Lou. This is Lou the bodybuilder. This isn't Lou the human being. You know, as Lou the bodybuilder, I loved him as a bodybuilder. Lou the human being, we're not going to talk about that because I said I'm done talking shit about it. You know, but the fucking transformation I saw in him was also amazing because when I left, again, I think the last time I saw him was maybe February. It could have even been March. It could have been March. But then at the end of May, you'd have to see when the Night of Champions was. I don't know if it was May or June of when he took his shirt off at the Night of Champions and he flexed on stage. He was like 75 pounds heavier than he was just 2 or 3 months earlier. I forgot that I should have told Tony Huge about that. I should have told him about that. But if any of you guys watched that Tony Huge video and now you're watching this, Lou Ferrigno's another one. That fucking transformation was amazing because he was a beanpole in the gym. I mean a fucking beanpole. You know what I mean? Skinny, lanky, you know, because he's tall. And he put on 75 fucking pounds. Go look what he looked like when he did the movie Simon. Or you can Google. Then he grew the beard. He didn't have the beard. Okay? And he grew the beard. If you saw him, you can Google him like taking his shirt off at the Night of Champions. Whatever it was, that was the year that because I was back and forth. You know, I was at Gold's Gym. I lived out there for like a year, and I come back, and I go out there for 6 months, and I'd live out there, and I come back, and, you know, like that kind of shit. You know, but I lived out there like 80, 81, 82, you know. I mean, you know, I was out there, I would spend 6 months and come back, and I go back out for 6 months, 8 months, you know, that kind of shit, whatever. But, so that was another amazing transformation. Amazing. I mean, you had to see, he was fucking ripped and shredded. 75 fucking pounds heavier. That's... You're talking about, I couldn't believe it because I had just seen him in the gym. Again, it was either February or it could have been March. January, February, March. And it wasn't January. It was either February or March I seen him last. But anyway, that was pretty crazy. So we were talking about transformations, Tony Huge and I. And, I'm going to be doing a little bit more with him, So he's a good guy. You don't know. Tony Huge actually doesn't have a bad bone in his body. He's a really good man. And I know some of you don't like him. You don't like the fact that, he talks openly about drugs and the experimentation. It's not the greatest thing for kids, but this whole sport's fucking like that. If you think that a 15-year-old boy, which I do not agree with a 15-year-old boy being on steroids, 16-year-old boy, I don't believe in anybody under 25 being on steroids. So you maybe watch this, and maybe you're 21 or 22, and maybe you like the videos, but it's just that I'm not crazy about younger guys going on steroids because you're going to shut your testosterone down, and your testosterone's still on its way up to like 25. You know what I mean? 26, 27. Depends on the human. The person. Each person's different genetically. But if you think there's some young kid that's teenager watching videos, if you think they don't already know about steroids, you're out of your mind. Now, should Tony be talking about that stuff? That's a personal thing. I think freedom of speech, man, and I'm all about it. Freedom of speech. I just don't believe that young guys should be taking steroids. So, but anybody that really, there's not a bad bone. In my opinion, there's not a bad bone in Tony Huge's body. I like him as a man. I know him personally, and he's a good guy. So, we'll get to that. Well, that's that with that. What else am I going to talk about? I know a few guys are asking me about the mother-in-law. I can't post a picture of her. You're out of your fucking mind. I got a million pictures of her. Corona. No. It's funny because she's coming home Monday, right? And she's in Mexico right now. And she sends these fucking pictures over her over here to my girlfriend, right? And nothing but my girlfriend's a mama's girl. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, you know, she knows her mother's really fucked up. She knows. You know what I mean? You know, she knows she'll say, like, you know, oh, I'm not fucked up, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But she doesn't backtalk, you know, like, she'll never, like, go after her mother, you know, she'll never put her mother in her place. But her mother's fucked up. She'll laugh, you know, my girlfriend will laugh. She'll show me a picture, and there's her mother sitting on a fucking donkey. Now, this is like a fucking, you know, 300 fucking pounds at fucking 5 feet, for 4'11", you know, 4'10", or whatever. She's not 300 pounds. She looks like she's 300 pounds. I don't know how much she weighs. It's you, but she's big. You know, she's like a fucking, she looks like a goddamn, like the California raisin or something, you know what I mean? She's just, ugh. And she fucking sitting on this fucking donkey. And the donkey looks like, help me, you know? But she goes, they fucking actually, you know, because they're from the country part of Mexico. She's from Puebla, you know, and she'd be sitting over there on this fucking farm with these fucking chickens running around. You know, the chickens, they cut the fucking head off and everything. But she'll be over there sitting on a fucking donkey. You know, and she's riding around on a donkey, riding around on a farm on a donkey. What the fuck, bro? If you saw her. Now, I can't post those pictures. I know a lot of guys are like, we just want to see what she looks like. You gotta be out of your fucking mind. You know, unfortunately, that's family for me. You know what I mean? And, you know, my girlfriend have a fucking fit. She would be like, no, you know, don't you dare put pictures of my mother on there, blah, 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 blah. So I can't do that. That's a fucking mother. You know what I mean? And I talk shit about her. So, you know, I don't know. But if you saw this fucking big fucking disgusting fucking, you know, missing link sitting on the top of a fucking donkey, and the donkey's face just looked like it was in terror, you know? And the bitch is coming home fucking Sunday, this Sunday, I think. Did I say Monday or Saturday? I know it's Sunday. You know? You have no fucking idea. I'm not looking forward to that. Because she's going to come here to see her daughter. Oh. She does not live here, but she stays here. You know what I mean? In spurts. So, we'll tell some stories about that. I got some fucking great ones from years. You know, stuff that's happened, like, you know, there's one that happened about 3 years ago. Yeah, somewhere about 3 years ago. If you guys hear this story, oof, you have no idea. But we'll get into that. I'm going to talk about something else in 1 second here. So, let me take a break. We'll come right back. Alright, listen. Game face. I gotta just throw this in there. I gotta do it. Alright? Right here. I take it every day. I take it 2 to 3 times a day. Mostly 3 times a day because I fucking need it. I'm old. Alright? It's a nootropic. It's a smart drug. It's not a pre-workout. It helps to rebuild the brain. Okay? This has got 800 milligrams of lion's mane in it. Alright? Go Google that shit. 800 milligrams. It's got mushroom power. It's got a lot of shit in here. GameFaceSupplements.com. It smokes Alpha Brain by Joe Rogan, which I don't even know if that has any lion's mane in it. But go Google it. Trust me. It's great shit, and it's cheaper than anything you can get. Okay? That's because the guys that make this aren't supplement fucking makers. They're fat bastards. But regardless, they're not into the supplement industry. They just wanted to make that for Alzheimer's patients and everything else. Regardless, it works. It's good stuff. Alright, now, anyway. Alright, you know, one of the things, my friend and I were having a discussion today in the gym, and he's talking to me about ROID rage. You know, about how, you know, he's taking a little babanya, and he feels like, babanya drugs, you know, steroids. But, you know, he feels like, you know, he's got a bad temper now and everything like that and all this. Listen to me. Control your temper. Okay? Control your temper. Don't, you know, when I was younger, okay, I wasn't even on steroids. Before I was even on steroids, you know, I was, you know, I was an asshole. You know, I mean, I wasn't always an asshole, but I mean, I had a bad temper. And I've pulled guys out of cars. I used to let, you know, if you were on my fucking, I don't know, I just didn't like the way you were driving around me. You know what I mean? I'd fucking, you know, we'd have a big fucking, you know what I mean? And, you know, I would get out of the car, and one time I got arrested for it. And it was actually a guy, I didn't recognize him, but it was the guy I went to high school with, and I guess he recognized me, you know, and he didn't want to get out of the car. So I pulled his head out of the car, and I hit him, bang, like this. And then there were people beeping at me, you fucking asshole, and, you know, because we were in the middle of the street. And then they got my fucking license plate number and everything, and then I got in trouble for that. But, you know, look, I've had guys pull guns on me. I've done, one of the craziest things I did one time was I was on a back road, and there was these fucking carload of, like, these Mexican guys, and my girlfriend's Mexican, so simmer down, okay? But it was, you know, they were immigrants and stuff, and I pulled him over, you know, I was going after the driver, and I kind of pulled him over a little bit. I made him, I ran him off the road, and I ran out there, and I grabbed him, and I pulled him right out the fucking window of the car, right? Now, first of all, this you're talking about, this was in the 80s, all right? So this is a long time ago, but I'm getting to something. So, shut up and listen. So I pulled him, you know, I pulled him out of the fucking window of the car, and I had him, and I was slamming him off the fucking hood of the car, and all those guys that were in the car came out, and they were all around me, and we were actually in a wooded area where nobody else was, you know what I'm saying? And it was woods. And, you know, the one guy kept saying to me, my friend, please, don't, you know, let him go, he didn't mean it, please, let him go. And, you know, I'm thinking later on, like, I finally, I let the guy go, I just threw him on the ground and shit like that, after I slammed him off the car about 10 times. And I get back in my car, and I'm thinking, holy fuck, you stupid motherfucker. How stupid are you? Because there was like 5 guys. Do you understand? He had like, there was a total like 5 guys there, maybe more. And they could have very easily jumped me, stuck me, done whatever. You know what I mean? And, you know, and my brain wasn't thinking, like, I never thought about these things. You know what I mean? You don't think. You understand? You don't think. And you know, even when my ex-wife was pregnant with my son in 1990, I know I could tell exactly when, because I know when my son was born, and you know, she was like 9 months pregnant, and I was having a fight with a guy in a fucking Garden State Parkway, and he fucking pulled a gun on me. You understand? And I was actually still in the car. Well, I was in the car, and we were arguing out the fucking window, and he put the gun. If he would have shot me, it would have killed everybody in the car. You understand what I'm saying? Because it would have crashed the car. We were arguing, we were fighting while the car, we were driving like alongside each other, and you know, and he fucking rolled down the window and pulled a gun like this. You know, and it's happened a few times to me. I had a guy pull a gun on me on the side of the road. What I'm trying to say is that now I'm like, if you're on my ass or you've got your brights in my eyes, I pull over, let you pass me. I don't even look. I look the other way, because I'm not going to give the guy, you know, because I'm drama-free now, okay? And sometimes you got to learn to fucking be a little bit drama-free. You understand? You got to let your temper go, because no good can come from it. No good can come from it. When I pulled that guy out the window and I was fucking punching him in the face, the guy was the guy I went to school with that I didn't even recognize. I got arrested by state troopers. And you know what? The one trooper did me a huge fucking favor, because this guy, I'm not going to say, you know, the kid's name. I went to school, but I remember now, you know, but he was, you know, he was trouble, and their troopers had trouble with him, so they actually gave me a break, you know, because they, you know, I said, well, he started it, you know, because he kind of did, but he wouldn't get out of the car when he saw it was me, so I pulled him out of the car. But there's neither here nor there. I could have went to jail for that, because when I was locked up, there were guys that were locked up in jail for the same fucking thing, okay, and they were in jail for that, so I could have very easily, you know, and the point I'm trying to make to you guys, this is not tough guy shit, with steroids. Okay, when I took steroids, I guess I felt more aggressive, because I felt big. Even I was, you know, big and jacked. I felt like I could walk through a wall. You know what I mean? I also, you know, had guns and shit on me. I was arrested with 2 handguns and everything. Whatever. You know, I have the 2 handgun charges. But what I'm saying is that you could become you know, when you're an asshole, and you take steroids, you just become a bigger asshole. But steroids don't make you the asshole. You're the asshole on your own. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, if you're one of these guys that likes to get in fist fights and street fights and you want to, kick people's asses all the time or whatever the fuck, you got a hair trigger, lose that. Okay? Because when I did shit, I went off and I was nuts. It was the fucking 80s, the 90s, and everything like that. Okay? I don't do that shit now. I don't do any of that stuff now, okay? Because today, people crazy, there's a whole new different crazy out there. And you can get shot or stabbed, or you can fuck with the wrong guy who's a fucking MMA guy and kick your fucking ass. But regardless, I'm just telling you, don't think because you're jacked or you're taking steroids or any of that shit, curb your temper. Because nobody likes being around somebody that's got a hair trigger. Okay, your girlfriend certainly is not going to like that. And if, I never got fucking physical with my girls, okay, never. But I know guys that have, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you, if you're one of those guys that walks around your house punching fucking walls and ripping fucking shelves down and punching through doors and shit like that, you're an asshole. And you need to stop it. Okay? And don't blame steroids for it. Okay? Because you had that in you before. I know plenty of guys that are super jacked and take tons of steroids and they're not beating up people and they're not punching holes through walls. Okay? Yes, there is an aggressiveness that comes from testosterone. I'm not going to lie. It does touch that area. But again, if you're an asshole, it's going to make you a bigger asshole. Okay? And my thing is, I want you to enjoy your life. I don't want you to make a mistake and hurt somebody or hurt yourself or especially hurt a loved one. Because that's something you can never, ever, ever live down. I'm going to tell you that. God forbid you hurt one of your kids. God forbid you hurt one of your girl or something. And now she's not going to forgive you. Now her parents hate your guts. Your own parents hate you. What I'm just telling you is that if you notice that you're having a bad temper, calm it down. Calm it down and work on it or go seek help. Okay? Go seek help. It's you. It's not the drug. Don't blame the drug. It's you. Whenever I did a lot of stuff I'm not even going to tell you here, but I did a lot of crazy things. Okay? And I look back on it and it was me. I was the asshole. I tell everybody about when I was in jail. When I was in jail, everybody in jail sat there and blamed somebody else. I'm only in here because my friend ratted. I'm only in here because my girlfriend called the police. I'm only in here because of this. I'm only in here because of that. I said, what am I, the only guy that admits I'm a fuck up? I'm in here because I was a fucking idiot. Okay, it didn't matter whether if my friend called the cops or what did this one or whatever. Somebody, fucking dropped a dime on you, whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. What matters is you did it. It's your fault. If you didn't give the rat the cheese, okay, it can't survive. It couldn't have ratted on you. You gabish, okay? And if you're an asshole, and you're using your fists and you're beating people up, but you know what I mean? You hang out in bars all the time, or you're a bouncer in a bar, shit's gonna happen. I know bouncers here in New York that were killed. Okay, were shot. I actually threw a guy, when I worked in a strip club when I was younger, I threw a guy off a fucking staircase, and he didn't, there was like 5 stairs, and he didn't step on one. He went from the first step, top step, to the fucking path on below. But guess what? When I got, he was on the ground for a while out there. I left him laying out there. Okay? Guess what? Fucking later on, one of the patrons comes in, tells my boss something. My boss comes over to me and goes, Greg, don't go near the door. Stay in here for a minute. We just called the state troopers. I said, what's up? He said, that guy you threw outside's got a shotgun. And the state troopers came and arrested him. Okay? Now, I was bouncing in a bar, but I know guys that the same thing is happening, and the outcome wasn't so good. What am I telling you this for? A lot of you guys, you think because you're jacked and fucking all this other shit, you gotta curb your fucking temper. You have to learn how to do it. Okay, if you're walking around, you already got your girlfriend in fear, you know what I mean? You're throwing fucking plates across the room, you're being an asshole. I don't care if she's got a big mouth. Oh, look, dude, I'm in a house. I'm all girls in this house. Okay? This whole house is all girls. I'm the only fucking guy. And they all attack me all the time. Are you kidding me? They're all assholes to me. Okay? Listen to me. You cannot walk around with your tough guy fucking shit on your head all the time. You know, like, you're going to punch holes in it. Nobody likes you. Okay? Your girlfriend, you can't force her to fucking love you, and you can't force her to be with somebody who's an asshole. You're being an asshole. Okay? And you need to learn to be able to admit, like I said, when I was in jail, I was the only one that was like, dude, I'm in here because I was the biggest fucking asshole. I'm stupid. I'm fucking stupid. I put me in it. And I can be honest with you, if I get out, I'm not going to make the same mistake. These fucking, nobody ever wants to admit that they fucking, you know, that they fucked up, okay? And you're being an asshole. And they catch yourself, okay? Catch yourself. Don't go blaming a steroid. If you really believe it's steroids, then get off them. Because nobody wants to be around an asshole or somebody that's terrorizing everybody. You understand? And if you're walking around fighting everybody and you're getting in fist fights on the street, if you want to fight, go in a ring and fight in a fucking ring. Okay? And make some scuttle doing it. Or just, you know, fight in a ring for the, you know, to get a trophy. You understand? But fighting out in public and kicking people's ass is not going to get you anywhere but in jail. And then you're going to lose everything. And you're being an asshole. Nobody really likes you. Okay? Your friends don't want to be around you because all you want to do is fight and shit like that. And that's not good. Okay? Nobody wants to be around a guy like that. So simmer down. I'm not talking at you. I know. I've been there. Okay? I was an asshole. But I was an asshole way worse than you are. Trust me. You have no idea. Because I had guns and shit too. So, you know. Just listen to me. Change your ways. If you're being a fucking... If you feel like you got a problem, go get help. But you gotta curb your temper. Walk away. Walk out the door. The guy's on you, fucking when his lights are on your ass. Do what I do. Pull over. Don't even look at him. Just, I'll sit there and I'll go, fucking asshole. Alright, asshole. Bye, asshole. You know, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to go pulling a guy out of a car anymore because he's got his brights on me from behind. Or, you know, you can't do that. That's being an asshole. Capiche? Alright? And you're going to get the wrong guy. And Boss Rutan told me and Joe Pietaro, you know, I did an interview with Boss Rutan. And me and Joe Pietaro did it. And he was telling us, it's the same thing. Basically, he was on a, you know, some guy was fucking, and it was like, telling him, pull over, you know, they're on the side of the road. And he pulls over. And he starts walking up to the guy like this, and the guy's like, come on, motherfucker, I'm gonna fuck you up, I'm gonna kill you. And he realizes he actually followed MMA, because he did MMA a little bit himself, and he realized this is Boss Rutan. And he goes, holy shit, Boss Rutan. And Boss Rutan, you know, put his hands around his neck and said, you know, oh, no, you know who I am then, right? Now, so you still want to fight? You still want? And the guy's like, no, I'm really sorry, boss, please, I'm sorry. And Boss Rutan was telling him, you can't just do this to people. You don't just pull people over because you think you're being a tough guy. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'll snap your fucking neck right here. You know what I mean? And Boss Rutan told him, I'll hurt you. I'll fucking hurt you right here, right now, if that's what you want. You know what I mean? You pulled me over. You pulled me over to fight. Well, what if it wasn't me? If it was just anybody, would you have mercy? You know, would you have mercy on them like I'm gonna have on you? See what I'm saying? Like, and it was a great point. I thought, you know, like Joe Pietaro and I, you know, we were even, you know, Boss Rutan's a great guy, by the way. He's a great guy. And, dude, let me tell you something. That motherfucker hurt you really bad, kill you. You know, the average man, he can kill easily. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't know who you're fucking with. Okay, you don't know. You don't know. And nobody wants to be around you when you're like that. Your family don't respect you. Your girl's living in fear. Okay? Get help. Stop. Right here, right now. Change your fucking life. Change your life now. Today, after watching this video, it ends. Stop it. Get rid of the temper. And if you feel it's the steroids, then stop doing it for now. Figure out something else. Okay? But you need help. I'm just telling you. You don't know. You don't know. You never know, bro. You never know. That guy could have shot me on a Garden State Parkway. It would have killed my girlfriend. It would have killed my unborn baby. I would have crashed the car because it was going like 70 miles an hour. And so was he. And we were like, our cars were touching. Like, it was fucking crazy, bro. It's like something you see in a movie. Until he reached out like this and reached all the way over. And the gun was right here, this far away from my head. Because he hold the steering wheel like this. And he put the gun right out the passenger window at my head. All he had to do was go pop like this. And that was it. I was done. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I'm trying to help you. Okay? I'm trying to help you guys. Because there are guys out there that have it in their brain. Nobody's gonna fuck with me. Everybody today, you gotta be a badass today. You watch your video games, you're killing people in video games, and everybody thinks you're being a tough guy. But it lands you in jail, bro. It lands you in jail. I'm just telling you that. And nobody wants to be around you. Nobody. Your girl can't stand you. You think she loves you? She's living in fear. So, stop. Change your life right here, right now. It ends. Go get help. Stop doing what you're doing. And when you feel like you're losing it, you walk away. Be a man. Be a fucking man. Okay? A man doesn't throw his girl around. A man doesn't fucking punch holes in the fucking walls. You don't have to do that. Okay? You walk away. The only time you fight is if you got your back is to the wall and you have to fight. And if you want to be the tough guy, you think it's funny kicking guys' ass in the gym or outside, or you don't want to call people out all the time, go to a dojo. Go over there. Go where my daughter goes to Gracie's Jiu-Jitsu. Go over there. We'll see how tough you are. Girls. Let's not even get into it. So, just change your life, okay? No more tough guy stuff. No more of that shit. Bad tempers are bad. Are bad. It's trouble. Okay? It's trouble. And don't be blaming everything else. Don't swim in a river of poor me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes that. It's you. It's your fault. Alright, let's talk about something else. What's going on is Gregg Valentino, and I made a deal with myself for the New Year's. I'm going to start eating good. So that's why I'm eating meatballs. Alright? Because I'm also a New York Guinea, and I talk with my mouth full. Now, wait a minute. My girlfriend, she was eating this. She would put this shit on there. It's got her father's picture right there. But I can't handle spice. But what I do to take it up a notch is I'll take Game Face. GameFaceSupplements.com. Right there, bro. Buy 2, get 1 free. Nootropic Smart Drug. Put it right on the fucking meatball. Look at that. Okay? Right there. Gotta wash it down with a little root beer. Diet root beer. Anyway. You need to put your Game Face on. Whoa! That's a spicy meatball. Alright, I get asked a lot about, like, what was it like when you were a teenager? Like, how did you train and, like, and everything like that? Because I was a teenager, remember, in the 70s, alright? So, and I started training in 1972, 73, like that. And I trained at home. I started out, I used the fucking springs and shit, I didn't even use weights. I did some isometrics, but I was very athletic. I could fucking, like, walk on my hands. I used to climb on the roof all the time, and over here at the schoolyard, and I get the balls up on top of the, there'd be like balls and shit up there, from the gym classes and stuff. And so I was very athletic. I could climb anything. I could run. I won a President's All-American team 2 years in a row. You know what I mean? I could throw shit, man. I used to be able to take a baseball and throw from dead center field over the backstop at home plate. I'd throw it over. I used to be able to do all that shit. Can't do any of that shit now. Okay, but bodybuilding kind of killed that. But when I first started training as a teenager, I trained with just the plastic weights at home. And then, I graduated. Sometimes I go to the high school and shit. And we do the universal machine where you do the pull-ups and the fucking dips and you do the bench press. I used to bench press the whole stack when I was in 9th grade, I also used to be able to leg press. But the one thing about the leg press, funny story really fast, is that I would do I remember one time doing a leg press. Me and another kid were like the fastest kids in school. In 9th grade, we could beat any of the seniors. I was a super fast runner, and so I could sprint and I could run for long distance, right? Which is unusual, because usually you're good at one, not the other, okay? So I could do either one. And I remember fucking doing a leg press, right? And I got such a pump on my legs from one set. Now, to this day, I'm still, like, legs are my fucking thing. Everybody thinks of me for the arms, but then, no, it's legs. Anyway, so the fucking legs blew up like a balloon. And I got all paranoid because I couldn't walk, right? I couldn't walk, so I went outside the gym, and I tried to sprint. I couldn't run at all. And I'm like, I'll never do legs ever again. Because I was afraid, like, my mind, I didn't know anything, you know what I mean? I was afraid that the legs, like, I took my speed away. Like, I made a muscle bound just for one set. Because I was so fucking pumped. Anyway, we know where that went, because now my legs are going to forget about it. But anyway, so, I used to train, I'm just giving you a little brief thing here. I trained, remember, we didn't know anything about, there was no knowledge back then. The only knowledge was going in and reading the magazines. So you read, like, the routines in a magazine. That's where I got my, my knowledge. There was no internet, and there was no gyms, basically. There were gyms. I used to go to White Plains YMCA, but that was, 25, 30 miles away. And when you're 15 years old, you got to get your mother to drive you there, you know what I mean? So you had to learn from reading the magazines. And there was another kid that worked out that I grew up with who actually kind of showed me the ropes, And so we would sit and read the magazines. You read the routines, and you kind of your own thing. And I trained each body part 3 times a week. That was the big thing back then. Even Arnold trained each body part 3 times a week. What else? I did lots of sets. You could do like 10 sets of exercise. It was fucking crazy. I did a lot of, it's like intensity or insanity. And I still kind of practice a little bit of that now. A little bit. In a different way. We'll get to that another time. But, as a teenager growing up, that's what I did. And, I drank the protein, lecithin, and all this shit you used to read about in the magazines, And, that's what you did, you didn't know any better, you didn't know, I never heard of steroids, they never, because Weider didn't allow guys to talk about steroids in the magazines, because Weider wanted bodybuilding to get in the Olympics, that was his thing. We talked about that on RX the other day, but it's true, Weider wanted it, it was very Olympic, he was, that was his goal, to get bodybuilding in the Olympics. And he knew that if he talked about steroids, and if people associated bodybuilders with steroids, of course now, anybody that's got any muscle on you like, steroids! But, that reminded me of Mark Wahlberg, when I just said that, because that's how we all had the big fight and everything. Because he kept doing that, steroids! But regardless. So, we didn't know about steroids. Nobody knew about steroids. Plus, where I grew up, you didn't, there was nowhere to get no steroids. Where are you going to get steroids from? Anyway, so I would drink, like, I used to work in a fucking Shopwell, that back then that was his name in his store, and, like it did with grocery stores, and, a chain, it hasn't been around in fucking 40 years, but anyway, I used to drink, like, Nutriments back then. I think they were Nutriments, or, right, yeah, Nutriments, I think they were around back then. It was the Nutriment. I used to drink that shit, and I used to drink them shakes while I'd be working, and, what else? My cake shakes that I used to make. I would put in, like, fucking heavy cream, I'd throw sugar in there, I'd fucking throw fucking bananas, I'd throw fucking orange juice, I'd throw everything in there, and then I'd take a big fucking thing of, protein powder or everything, and then I would take a big fucking thing of cake, like fucking 3-layer, 4-layer fucking chocolate cake, and I'd stick it in there and put it in a blender. My mother had this blender because my grandmother worked in a bakery, so she had this fucking big, huge industrial blender, right? I put it in that, and I drink the fucking thing. And, I put on weight. I was putting on a pound a day. It was fucking crazy, But we're young, you don't know, So, but anyway, people, so some of you guys asking me, that's what it was like. But it was innocent. We got in the gym, and we just, you couldn't wait to train, man. You know what I mean? You just couldn't wait to hold those weights in your hand. And just doing the curls and then the fucking pump. It was just, you know, when you're young, the pump is just like, I don't know if I've ever gotten in a pump as an adult, even on steroids and everything like I did when I was young. You know, when I was a teenager, the pumps were like fucking mind-blowing. I remember the first time I ever bench pressed in my room with plastic weights. I had such a tricep pump from bench pressing that I remember I couldn't put my hand on my head like to touch my hair. Yeah, I had hair back then. You know, I couldn't touch my hand. I had to lift my hand up like this, and I was like, oh my God, you know. That was from triceps. I mean, you know, those were the days, man, you know. I wish I couldn't get a pump like that now. You know, I could take all the pump fucking supplements and whatever, nitric oxide, I could fucking blast in fucking, you know, what do you call it, Viagra's. I would never get a pump like that, you know what I mean? And the pump you get when you're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, it's just, you know, it was great. I mean, it was great. And it was a great time to train. Nobody trained. And when you found another guy that was into working out, it was like, you know what I mean? It was like when two dogs see each other, like, oh shit, yo bro, I remember I was driving by the shopping center, and I saw this guy walking, and you could see he was built. I almost crashed my car. I pulled my car into a parking spot. I ran over to him. I introduced myself, and we wanted to become great friends, you know what I mean? Because it was a camaraderie. It was rare. You know, nobody lifted weights in the 70s like that now, you know what I mean? Now where I lived especially. Anyway, you know, so that's I mean, it was a great time to train, and that's the way I trained. I basically trained, you guys are asking me, you know, for the people asking me, I trained each body part 3 times a week. And I did, oh my God, how many sets? I did about 50, 60 sets maybe for each. No, I'm not telling you to do that. That's the way Arnold did train, though. Arnold trained that way. And I did it, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would do, wait a minute, how did I do it? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would do chest, back, and shoulders. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I would do, chest, back, shoulders. I would do bicep, tricep, and legs like that, you know? Oh. And like everybody else, I told you, I didn't do the legs. I did the legs at one time in school, and I didn't. And then once I started doing legs, forget about it. They just grew overnight. But what I'm saying is, you know, that's how I did it. So when I was a teenage bodybuilder, when you saw the pictures of me, like I compete, and it would look really good. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, chest, back, and shoulders. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, arms and legs. Arms meaning biceps, triceps, legs like that, you know. That was great. It was great. And I made gains like you wouldn't believe. I don't believe in overtraining. I believe in under-recuperating. It's not the same thing. Okay? It's not the same thing. Practice makes perfect. You know, you want to learn how to play the piano or play the guitar, you got to put the hours in. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, you know, with bodybuilding, you got to put the time in. You do a lot of training. And, you know, just make sure you eat a lot, you know. And if you're going to train hard, you got to rest hard. You got to eat good, you know what I mean? You got to feed those puppies, you know. It was great. It was like you were an oddity. You come home, everybody else is eating this, and you're making a protein shake, and you're eating your food with this and that. You know, it was different, you know. And my sister even talks about, like, when in a movie, what the hell, not the movie, the fucking ESPN show, where my sister's even saying, when we were kids, my parents would, we'd be on vacation, my parents would look for, like, gyms to take me to, because I wanted to work out. Well, they'd go out on the beach, you know, it would be somewhere in you know, the Jersey Shore or something, I'd be over there finding a gym, and I'd be working out in the gym. Kabish? That's how it was, you know. So you know, it was a great time in my life, but I also respond. I'm a hyper responder, bro. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I hope that answers some of your questions. What's going on? It's Gregg Valentino. Sometimes I don't always eat right. Okay? There's good mozzarella stick. But I always put my game face on. A nootropic, smart drug, the best out there. Buy 2 bottles, get 1 free,
Okay, I'm here with the big cheese right here. Hey, listen, I don't recommend, here's the game face. I don't recommend dipping it in the gravy like that, see? Like a mozzarella stick. But it helps bring it down a little bit. So put your game face on, stop fucking around, buy 2 bottles, you get 1 free. And the price is better than anybody. Nootropic Smart Drug, Game Face, Supplements.com. And start eating a little bit better.
All right, and before I finish this month, I just wanted to, this video, I just wanted to say, finish the rant. I was just ranting about me being a teenager. I remember when I just wanted to add a little bit more to that. When I was a kid, my parents knew, when I was into lifting weights, my parents knew, like, if I did something fucked up to punish me, was no lifting weights. So I would wait till they were, and I slept in the next bedroom next to them. So they were, in a big bedroom, and I was in the one next to them. And I would go in there, and I'd have my plastic weights and shit. I'd be lifting at like 2 in the morning, really quiet. Couldn't make no noise. They'd hear you. You know what I mean? And it was great because I'd have my bed here, and I would actually take the barbell, let's say if I was doing shoulders, so I'd push up real slow. And real, like this. So it would be dead silent. And it actually caused me to even grow more because, like, the concentration of the movement, like the mind, everything was so slow and deliberate. Because you didn't want to, you didn't want to hear any racking. My mother was a very light sleeper, and if she was psycho too, a psycho Italian woman. So if she heard the fucking weights clanking, I would have been in trouble, She couldn't let the weights clank, and, putting it down, I would have to place it on my bed. Because if you put it on the floor, you hear any, like, forget it, they were in the next room, they would have heard, my mother especially, because she's a light sleeper, so I would have to do that. I would stand there and I'd curl very light and very slow and strict and make sure it was so quiet. You were so quiet, you couldn't even hear the movement, you know what I mean, like, you would not know I was doing anything in that next room, and, so the punishment actually helped me grow even more because I remember it was so intense having to do curls instead of just, burning them, which helped. But I mean, to have to really do them slow and quiet. Like this. Oh, man, So it was a good thing. But, I put it on the thing and I would always got my work and no matter how much they couldn't fucking stop me. No, they punished me or whatever, Now, when I say punish, I was young. When I was a teenager, I'm talking about I was maybe 13, 14, like that. Maybe 15 at the latest, but by then I joined the Nautilus Club. When I was like 15, 16 years old, and it was a Nautilus train, and that was brutal. Oh my God. That was brutal. Because I trained under the tutelage of a guy who learned from Arthur Jones. Right? Arthur Jones is the one who started the whole Nautilus thing and everything. And he would do that 1 set to failure stuff. And oh my God, it would take 5 minutes to do 1 set. You have no idea. Negatives, fucking force reps, slow reps, this rep, drops, blah, blah, blah. And you want to puke. You want to fucking puke. You have to go right down the line in the circuit like that. That's the Nautilus way. 1 set to extreme, failure. 1 set. It was fucking brutal. It was brutal training. But then I would do more than 1 set on the thing, I would do different things, and then eventually he added weights to the place, and I started working out. But, I started working out there at the Nautilus Center. That was the first fucking place I ever trained, first gym, because there was no gyms around. And thank God he added regular weights and everything, like a year into it. Thank God, because then that's what really got me, But, by the time I was 16, 17 years old, I already hit a stage. So I was already looking good. Those were the days, man. Alright. Anyway, we'll get into more shit. This wasn't the greatest video. It wasn't, like, groundbreaking, but I figured I'd tell you those things. We'll do more about me being young. I know you guys like that kind of shit, and I'll get into some deep, heavy shit with that, but that was just touch and base. Remember, if you have a temper problem, really, go get that fucking shit fixed, because nobody wants to be around that, And for you guys that watch the Tony Huge thing, if you're going to do suspension, you can't just do it once. Suspension has a half-life of like 4, 5, 6 hours in you. That's it. So you got to do it like 3, 4 times a day, and it's painful. It's a painful shot. But oh boy, your dick, forget about it. Forget about it. You'd be like you're 13 years old again. You know, remember when you're 13 years old, you saw your first Playboy magazine, you were like, oh my God, I think I'm going to come just looking at that shit, you know? Anyway, you get like that with that stuff. The suspension's brutal shit. But anyway, alright guys, I love you fucking guys, alright? If you need help, go get help. I know one of you guys wanted me to talk about anxiety. Maybe we'll do that in the next video. I'm sorry. We'll get to it. I'll do one soon. Right away. Alright? I love you guys. I love you guys. You guys are great guys, man. You gotta, listen, you gotta keep your chin up. No matter how fucking tough shit is right now. All the bullshit going on. You're being fed fucking all these lies by the left. Everything's fucking nutty out there. You know, just right now, stay the course. Ride the wave. You understand? Don't let things fucking rip you apart. There's nothing that are out of your control. Don't bang your head against the wall over things that you cannot control. All that's going to happen is you're going to get a sore head and the situation remains the same. Stop doing that. Okay? Stop beating yourself up. Give yourself a break. Okay? Be good to yourself. Be good to your girl. Be good to your significant other, whatever your spin is, okay? Be good to your children. Pay your child support. Don't be a deadbeat dad. I fucking hate that shit. Alright? So that's it. I love you guys. Stop fucking around. I'll see you in the next video.